Welcome back to Never on Ask with me, John Martin, and we're back with Rate the Stations, and we're going underground with somewhere unique. It's Essex Road, the only deep level underground station in London served by only National Rail trains. And to clarify for some of my fellow transport YouTubers, unique means one of a kind. It doesn't get a modifier. This isn't very unique, it's not somewhat unique, or extremely unique. This is a one of a kind, therefore unique station. Essex Road is in the Canonbury neighbourhood of the London Borough of Islington. Hoxton is to the southeast, Dalston towards the east, and the main drag of Islington towards the west, with Highbury northwest. The above-ground station sits on Canonbury Road at the corner with the A104 Essex Road and the New North Road, about 3 miles northeast of Charing Cross. Essex Road Station is on the Northern City line that runs between Moorgate, in the city, and Finsbury Park, where it joins the Great Northern's East Coast Main Line. The station sits between Old Street Station to the south and Highbury and Islington to the north. Old Street is 1.2 miles away and Highbury and Islington is half a mile away. Valentine's Day 1904 saw the opening of City Road Station. The history of the Northern City Line is a complicated one. The Great Northern and City Railway was planned to link the Great Northern Main Line trains with the City of London, allowing commuters access straight into the financial heart of the empire. The new line was built with the idea of running mainline trains, so was built much bigger than the emerging tube lines. However, the Great Northern Railway backed out of the project, so while the line reached Finsbury Park, it was relegated to terminating in tunnels under the station. In 1913, the Metropolitan Railway took over the line, planning to link it to their existing lines. This didn't happen. They did, however, have the name of the station changed to Canonbury and Essex Road. In 1933, the Metropolitan Railway was merged into the London Passenger Transport Board. The board decided that this isolated bit of line would become part of the Morden to Edgware line, which became the Northern Line in 1937. In 1939, operations were officially transferred from the Met to the Northern in anticipation for what was the Northern Heights project. This project would see the Great Northern suburban lines from Finsbury Park to Highgate, then on to Alexandra Palace, Barnet and Edgware, transferred to the Northern Line and electrified. The Northern City Line would then link up to the lines from Finsbury Park. However, this was 1939 and soon the country had other priorities. After the war, loads of schemes were proposed to find something to do with this little line, but nothing happened, aside from 1938 when they renamed the station back to Essex Road. 1964, the coming of the Victoria Line saw Northern City turfed out to Finsbury Park, so trains from Essex Road now terminated at Drayton Park. The 1970s saw the line finally connect up to the main line, with local and commuter traffic now being diverted to Moorgate rather than King's Cross. In 1976, the line became part of the British Rail network. This line was given the name of Great Northern Electrics. In 1986, the network South East sector of British Railways was launched with their smart red, blue and white livery, contrasting with the rest of the country's blue and grey. This branding spread throughout the sector and is notable because it is still visible at Essex Road. The station, as mentioned, is underground, with 2 platforms in separate tunnels linking passages between the 2, and also leading to the booking hall. Both platforms are 128 metres long. Marks for services, 6 out of 10. The standard peak service at Essex Road is 4 trains an hour in each direction. Heading south, the trains take 7 minutes to get to Moorgate. Heading north, 2 trains an hour serve Stevenage via Hertford North. This trip takes an hour, although it is quicker to change at Finsbury Park if you want to travel straight to Stevenage. And then 2 go to Welwyn Garden City, a 46-minute journey. Essex Road is classified by the Department of Transport as a Class E station, that is a small staff station. although these tend typically to see less than 250,000 passengers a year. Essex Road got 596,728 entrances and exits in the 23-24 figures. This is 1,635 passengers a day. On average, 1,373 services per week are scheduled to stop here, coming out at 8.36 passengers per service. The most popular destination is Highbury and Islington. Yes, half a mile away. Marks for onward travel. 3 out of 5. As noted, this is the only underground station on the line that doesn't have an interchange with another line. It is only 17 minutes walk from Angel Tube Station on the Northern. However, it's also one stop up the line to Old Street, which is direct interchange. It is also a 17-minute stroll, more on that stroll in a moment, to Canonbury Station on the Overground. However, Highbury and Islington is one stop down the line and on the same Overground lines. Maybe that's why so many people use it as a destination, as well as the Victoria. And as somebody will point out, it's only 12 minutes walk away. But London being London, there are plenty of buses. Canonbury Road has a 21 which travels between Lewisham and Holloway via the Old Kent Road, Bank and Highbury and Islington. Essex Road has a 56 which travels between Whipps Cross and St Bart's Hospital, the 73 which runs between Stoke Newington and Oxford Circus, and the 341 that runs between Meridian Water and Waterloo, which I guess counts as a water bus, and the 476 which runs between Northumberland Park and King's Cross. Marks for accessibility. Let's start with the good points. The station is staffed, there are announcements, there are displays. There is a lift from street level booking hall, which takes you down below the platform level, and you have to walk up some stairs to get to the platform, and there is no step-free access at this station. Marks for station facilities. 2 out of 10. Covered waiting areas aren't really a thing as we're in a tunnel. Both platforms, as I said, is 128 metres long. We have a ticket office at street level booking hall. There are no toilets in the station, we have no car parking, and there is space for 6 bikes to be stored outside. Hair and character, 6 out of 20. This station has character. There's a retro feel here as we still have Network South East around. With the wild tunnels, it doesn't quite feel like London as we are used to the narrower tube tunnels. However, the tunnels do not have the clean and modern feel that many of the city centre tube and Liz line stations do. There is a tartness about this station. The odd fixtures that are long since abandoned, which one normally misses in stations because of all the other features, stand out stark here because the tunnels are mostly bare with faded whitewashed walls. The large, echoey tunnels and general downbeat nature of the station do not inspire a whole level of personal safety. Marks for nearby things. 5 out of 10. Essex Road has a range of shops, food outlets, and the rather impressive Grace Point Auditorium. However, it is well recommended is the walk down Astley's Road Rock Garden. This is a linear park that runs along the route of a section of the New River. It links Canonbury Road with Essex Road. Carrying on down the route of the river, there is a green spaces walk that leads to Canonbury Station. Overall, I like this station. It brings a certain level of oddity and character to the network, and it is a heritage callback to an era that's not really celebrated heritage-wise. We have a bunch of stations that celebrate the days of steam in their look, but we have few that take their visual cues from the early 1990s. It's just a shame that with these other stations, it's a deliberate attempt to call back to years gone by. But here, it just seems like somebody's forgot to decorate. With 24 out of 65 marks, this gets 37% overall. Have you ever been here? What do you think of the look of this station? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Meanwhile, please like, subscribe, ring the bell, and I will see you next time for another station review somewhere else out on the network.